Do you want to know what is happening in Flight Sim this week? We have all the big updates, including a major release being delayed, Microsoft not attending this year's Flight Sim Expo, and the most up-to-date information on the beta for Sim Update 3. And if that wasn't enough, we have all of this week's important announcements and release news. Don't have time to check out the whole video? That's fine. Just click on the timestamps below, and before we get started, here's a quick word from our video sponsor, SimBit World. Thank you to SimBit World Pilot's Life Chapter 2 for sponsoring this video. A Pilot's Life Chapter 2 simulates the career of a commercial airline pilot by generating your schedules, tracking your scores for your flights, and rewarding weekly according to your contract type and much more. Pilot's Life provides a reason to fly in the sim from A to B while improving your skills as an airliner pilot, and depending on how good your scores are, you can progress throughout your airliner career to higher tier airliners and purchase more aircraft license. With over 575 airliners and over 280,000 real up-to-date routes, each flight and contract will have you experience the virtual airliner career globally, living a pilot's life. A pilot's life will work across all types of flight sim platforms, including a Microsoft Flight Simulator, X-Plane, P3D, and even FSX. Links in the description where you can pick up your copy of Pilot's Life, and we thank them for sponsoring this video. Kicking off this week's previews and announcements, CSS this week delayed their release of its Boeing 737-500 Classic for Microsoft Flight Simulator. Originally planned to be released on May the 16th, the team decided to delay the release at the last minute. CSS handed out a bunch of pre-release copies to a handful of streamers who provided feedback to the group. Now the team feels that the 737-500 is not ready for prime time. As we know, the team is taking an unconventional route when it comes to pricing with the product. The 737-500, when it's released, will be available via 3 payment options: $5 a month, $50 a year, or a once-off fee of $120 one-time purchase. Now that simmers have had a taste of what the CSS 737-500 has to offer through different types of community streams, and now they are formulating their idea when it comes to this unconventional pricing structure. It will be undoubtedly interesting to see how the 737-500 Classic will evolve over the next few weeks or months since the delay. Currently, we don't have a new release date that has been set, but of course, we will keep you updated on this one. FlightFX is now wrapping up on its development of its C750 before it's released to the public. The team revealed in its last update the development the team has been focusing towards is refinements on visual systems and platform capabilities. There is new display options, new system tweaks, and tweaks to the EFB that has been done recently. Simmers will be able to choose between CTR and LCD display styles, giving the cockpit a customized look to match the different eras of the aircraft operations. FlightFX has confirmed that the C750 will include a custom Honeywell Primus 2000 avionics suite with a fully featured management system. FlightFX mentions the release candidate will be for both platforms of Microsoft Flight Simulator 2020 and 2024, and it's close to being released, and once you do purchase it, it will work on both platforms at one cost. There is no confirmed release date, but we expect to see a release date announcement very soon. Bluebird Simulations, the team behind the highly anticipated Boeing 757. This week, the team have released some new screenshots of the Boeing 757 before the team heads towards this year's Flight Sim Expo. The team will have a demo of the Boeing 757 for people attending the expo to try out. Bluebird Simulations has mentioned they will be announcing their pricing when it comes to the Boeing release in their next video update. Perhaps this is an indication that we may receive some information soon when the Boeing 757 will be in our sims. We have a few releases that we missed last week due to missing last week's video. However, we have included some of those in this week's release news. SoFly have released its latest airport, which is Hanover for Microsoft Flight Simulator 2020 and 2024. The Hanover airport is one of Germany's biggest airports with frequent flights to cities such as Munich, Amsterdam, and Vienna, just to mention a few. The airport features 2 primary runways, terminals, and GA operation areas. SoFly have been pushing the technology on this release where they are taking full advantage of what Microsoft Flight Simulator 2024 walk-around tech has to offer. Terminal doors open up as you approach with working elevators and escalators, bringing the terminal to life. Yes, you can walk around the airport like you could in the real-life scenario in the sim. Other features include dynamic airport environments, snow piles up in the wintertime, and then a snowplow comes out and responds and realistically changes the condition. Moving ground transport, interior modeling with animated people, immersive audios everywhere, high resolution textures and modeling, a complete airport coverage, a GSX profile is included. You can pick up your copy of SoFly's Hanover Airport from the SoFly store or some of your other favorite add-on online stores. I'll leave a link in the description below. PMDG have released its Boeing 777 freighter for Microsoft Flight Simulator 2024. As of May the 19th, the 777F is now available for all simmers that have purchased the 777 freighter previously in the 2020 sim. Not only is it compatible with the 2024 sim, the 777F includes a bunch of updates, starting with the flight model with a fly-by-wire refinements, optimization of the aircraft, a bunch of bug fixes, a new weight and balance tool, and a Say Intentions AI data link integration that is able to be directed from the cockpit, and it is fully updated and compatible with Sim Update 2. The 777-300ER is the next aircraft for release from PMDG, and it's hinted that we will see this release before the end of the month of May. You can pick up your copy of the PMDG 777 freighter from the PMDG store or download it from the PMDG Ops Center 3 if you've already purchased a 2020 version. I'll leave a link in the description below. Moving over to this week's Sim Update news. This week, we were treated to a new development live stream from the devs. This was the first one we have seen in a couple of months due to the delay when it comes to Sim Update 2 release. We have a more detailed video covering all the development live stream in a couple of days, as there's some really interesting pieces that is making it worth us doing a video in its own right. That being said, Microsoft did confirm on the development live stream and also in this week's blog update that they won't be attending this year's Flight Sim Expo for 2025.
This year we are really, and I mean that 100% committed to pushing as hard as we can to address all your feedback in 2024. So we are skipping the show, but I can only say the best things about the show.
As they are hard at work improving the current status of the 2024 sim. I just wanted to touch base with this for 1 minute, as I'm sure I'm not the only one thinking about this, even though I'm not attending at this year's expo myself, but I'm a little bit disappointed in their decision not to attend. Personally, I would like to see them attend to show support to the community in person. Yes, they would receive some heat and some hard questions about the status and the launch of the sim, but in my opinion, this is when they should go out of the way and be out in public rather than only attending these events when everything is going well or when they want to promote a new version of the sim releasing. I would love to hear your thoughts below in the comments. Do you agree with what I've mentioned, or do you disagree with what I've mentioned? Let us know. I would love to read them. Moving along, Sim Update 3 beta was released last week, and the Microsoft and Asobo teams are still focusing on bug fixing, optimization of the sim, and adding the download content feature in this update. This week, we have seen 2 new versions of the beta that is gone to the beta testing team, version 1.5.2.0 and version 1.5.3.0. Version 1.5.2.0 added some new features and content which they mentioned in the changelog about the Red Bull. So I'm not sure if that means the Red Bull Racing part of the sim that didn't launch with the release will be part of Sim Update 3. We didn't see any reference to this really in the changelog in too much detail, so if you are in the beta and you know about this, please let us know in the comments below. Things that we've seen with this version release is stability and performance improvements, including fixes to potential crashes, a bunch of general bug fixes, general aircraft fixes, and physics fixes, updates to the Boeing Max. Holy cow, the Boeing Max in all the updates have had so many fixes. The Cessna 172, the de Havilland, the DJ Aviation, the Extra, the G2, and the Heart Aerospace have all had some bug fixes added to their lists. They've made some changes to the aircraft core systems, focusing on the fuel system. The GNS updates pretty much to all the different Garmins in the sim have had some bug fixes to them, and a large number of fixes to the EFB, ATC, and many other. This update is nearly as large and significant as the first beta update when it comes to Sim Update 3. Version 1.5.3.0 was released just on Friday this week. This included stability and performance improvements, including fixes to potential crashes, a bunch of general bug fixes again, general aircraft fixes and physics fixes, updates to the Boeing 737 MAX again, and also the Heart Aerospace, and also some air traffic control updates. I'll leave a link in the description for both versions of the beta updates if you'd like to check out the full change log for yourself. The Microsoft team did mention they have a tentative release date in mind for full public release when it comes to Sim Update 3, which is going to be scheduled around about the 8th of July. This gives the Microsoft and Asobo team plenty of time to try many different updates and versions to Sim Update 3. We've pretty much got 6 weeks to go before we will see it as a public release. This week, when it comes to the in-sim marketplace, we've seen that renting has now been switched on by Microsoft for the first time, and at the moment you can only rent a Microsoft first-party aircraft to start off with. Third-party products will be added at a later stage, but there is no ETA of when that will happen. 59 new products have entered into the in-sim marketplace this week for Microsoft Flight Simulator 2024. 30 of those are available for PC and 29 of those available for Xbox. There's been 5 aircraft releases this week. One is a 767 and the 777F from Captain Sims. I must mention they are Captain Sims, not the PMDG 777. Also the Nemeth Designs S205. And a couple of the MS Scenery jets, as I've mentioned in past videos, buyer beware when it comes to some developers. All the aircraft that I've just mentioned are available for both PC and Xbox. The other releases for the week are made up of 5 livery packs, 1 landing challenge pack, 2 night lighting packs, 1 world airport pack, and 16 airports. We will be back with another video soon about this week's development live stream, so hit that subscribe button and help us get to 100,000 subscribers, and also let us know your thoughts about this video in the comments below. We'd love to read what you think, and we will see you in another video real soon.